Oi, 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 get ready, because today's video is packed with the juiciest Celtic news. I've got some sizzling updates for you, and trust me, the last one will have you on the edge of your seat. You do not want to miss it. We've got whispers of a tricky $3 million star that Brendan Rodgers is personally after. Michael Stewart's hot take on that disallowed goal against Kilmarnock, and even a forgotten player who could be a hidden gem for Scotland. And of course, there's the big story at the end, a Celtic exit that's looking like a costly mistake. Curious? Stay tuned until the end, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. All right, let's get into this one, because Brendan Rodgers is wasting no time. Even with the title practically wrapped in green and white ribbon, Rodgers is already working behind the curtain to shape next season's squad. And I'll tell you what, it's looking tasty. While the Rangers are still trying to convince themselves they're in a title race, Brendan's out here picking his Champions League squad. Now here's the bit that'll catch your attention. Word is that Rodgers has his eye on a lad called Million Manhoef. Aye, that's his actual name. If he plays half as good as his name sounds, we might be onto something here. He's a tricky winger, 23 years old, playing down at Stoke City just now, and Rodgers himself is said to be the one pushing for this one personally. Came in for around £3 million, so it wouldn't break the bank. And with Stoke flirting with relegation to League One, they might be open to selling. But here's what makes this interesting. He's got 6 goals, 4 assists, 48 successful dribbles, and nearly 50 chances created this season. That's not just flashy feat, that's end product. Something we've been sorely missing in wide areas lately. And let's face it, mate, we do need another winger. Palma's away. Kuhn's disappearing faster than the Rangers in Europe. Forrest? Legend. But his legs ain't doing 90 minutes every week. Yang's improving, but he's not quite there yet. Maeda might be going central permanently. Jota's here to stay, thankfully. But one injury and we're looking at Jamesy on the right wing in a Champions League tie again. So Manhoef could be the kind of fresh injection we need. Pace, creativity, and a bit of swagger. And don't forget, the Rangers wanted him once too. If he signs for us, that's just another one that got away for them. But here's the real question for you, and I want your honest opinion. Should Rodgers be focusing on bringing in another winger right now? Or should the priority be a striker, center back, or even a new goalkeeper before we start splashing on the flanks again? Let me know, because the way things are moving, this summer's gonna be loud. Right, let's have a wee word about this VAR nonsense, because even when we're 4-1 up and absolutely taking the mick, there's still drama. Classic. So Celtic were cruising against Kilmarnock. Total dominance. Goals flying in like seagulls at a chip van. But then comes the moment, Adam Ida sticks it in the net. The place goes up, and boom, VAR flag, offside, goal chalked off. Now naturally, you're sitting there wondering what they've seen that we haven't. Half the support online start posting screenshots, talking about on the ball leaving Engels' foot, freeze frames, the whole conspiracy board. And let's be honest, it looked tight. So tight you'd need a laser level and divine intervention to make the call. Then you've got Michael Stewart on BBC Radio Scotland saying it was the right decision. But even he admits it was very, very tight and could have easily stood. Says Rodgers will be buzzing either way. And Brendan was buzzing because we were already battering them. But mate, that's not the point. The real problem here isn't the call itself. It's that a VAR's meant to bring clarity. And somehow it just brings more arguments, more screenshots, more split opinions. And this isn't the first time, is it? VAR in Scotland's more inconsistent than the Rangers' title hopes. So here's what I want to ask you, and be honest. Was that offside call legit? Or is VAR just being used to rob Celtic of goals for the sake of precision that nobody can actually agree on? Because if even winning comfortably isn't enough to escape VAR drama, what's the point? Let me know what you make of it, and don't hold back. Right, this one's got a bit of spice to it, and I can already hear the divided opinions brewing like a dodgy pint in the back of a Govan pub. Danny Ings to Celtic. Aye, that's the headline floating about today. And I know what you're thinking. Is this 2017? Have we slipped into a time vortex? Ings is on his way out of West Ham this summer. And to be fair, he's hardly been kicking a ball in London lately. 120 grand a week to warm the bench? Mate, I'd retire in a hot tub with a medal for that. But now, with the Hammers doing a clear-out, Ings, Fabianski, Cresswell, Antonio, Kufale, all packing their bags, there's talk the Englishman could take a cheeky detour up the M6 and land in paradise. Now, the Daily Record's throwing this idea out there saying Ings could do a job for Celtic, says we've got him on the radar, says he's still got the goal instinct. And you know what? They might not be totally daft. The guy can finish. You don't forget how to stick the ball in the back of the net. But, and it's a big but, he's 31, hasn't played consistent football in ages, and we're not going to be dropping 6 figures a week like the English do. He'd have to take a massive pay cut. We're talking more than just lose the Benz level. We're talking lose the sauna inside your Benz level. But hey, if he fancies getting off the bench and playing European nights, lifting trophies, and maybe even smashing a derby goal or two past Butland, this could be a decent match. So here's the cheeky one for you. Would you take Danny Ings at Celtic, even on reduced wages, or is this another Premier League cast-off looking for a pension plan in green and white? Let me know, because I can already feel paradise splitting into Team Ings and Team Absolutely No Chance. So here we are, mate. The tale of Kyogo Furuhashi, a guy who once had us all buzzing in paradise, only to see him drift off to Stade Rennais in France. We all remember the Japanese sensation, don't we? Scoring 12 goals, laying on 4 assists from 32 games for Celtic. That's a hell of a contribution, right? It's no wonder Stade Rennais came knocking with a $12 million bid back in January. They offered him a mouth-watering $250,000 per month. I mean, who can blame the lad for taking the cash? But now, it's not looking so rosy for Kyogo. Under the management of Jorge Sampaoli, things were fine and dandy, but once Sampaoli was booted out and Habib Bey took charge, it's been a different story. The French club's been favoring Mohamed Kader Meite instead, and poor Kyogo's been warming the bench. 6 games, 120 minutes on the pitch, no goals, no assists, nothing like the Kyogo we knew back in the green and white hoops. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped for him, hasn't it? Now, according to reports, Kyogo's move to Rennes is starting to look like an expensive error. And let's be honest, the Celtic fan in me can't help but smirk a little. He's not happy with the situation, and his agent is already working behind the scenes to secure him a move this summer. Bey's made it clear he won't be relying on Kyogo next season, so it seems like the French adventure could be over before it really started. Now, here's a thought to get the debate going. Do you think we've seen the last of Kyogo in Europe's top leagues? Or do you reckon he'll find another club where he can rediscover that magic we saw at Celtic? Let me know. Let's get the conversation buzzing in the comments. Is Kyogo better off back in Scotland? Or was the grass just greener for a while?